Hello and welcome to your first class. Before we start, I just want to go through a few fundamental principles that you need to keep in mind to get the most out of this class and future classes as well. So put up with me for a couple of minutes and then we'll start. The first thing is, whenever you're practicing these practice videos with me, make sure that you've got a yoga mat and that your yoga mat is facing the screen and that the screen is about standing head height would be ideal. So ideally you don't want to be looking to the screen like this, because then you're going to end up in some sort of drama. You don't want to be looking down to the screen like that or up to the screen like this. So try and have the screen at head height, and always keep your eyes, unless I say otherwise, your eyes on the screen. So as you twist to the right, you keep looking forward. Otherwise you're going to get a little bit confused, because about 50% of my instruction will be non-verbal, which means I'm trying to exaggerate things with my body, with my practice, for you to copy, for you to see. So often that leads to me having to do things in a more obvious, extreme, say, way. So if I'm moving my fingers, so one of the things I'll be saying throughout the classes is make sure the fingers can move. And the kind of visual representation of that is this. You know, the fingers are spread, but the fingers can move. I don't want you to necessarily do this. What I want you to do is maybe this, maybe more, but just like it's a visual thing so that you can obviously see and you go, oh yeah, I'm supposed to move my fingers. It really depends whether you're a visual learner, an auditory learner, whatever, to which things you pick up on most. So I've tried to do a big mix of verbal cues and visual cues. The other thing is I'll often say things like do more or less than me, probably less. These classes are designed for you to do more than once. This class, for example, you could do 3 or 4 times easily, and each time get something different, something new. I really think with this kind of practice that we're working with, if you start on 10, you're going to injure yourself, or you're going to at least feel niggles, because it can be so different to what you've done in the past, particularly knees and lower backs. So when I say things like, for example, bend the knees more or less than me, I really mean at first do less, and then later, if you figured it out, if your knees feel safe and comfortable, do more. When we're doing the joint movements in later classes, you'll see like big movements of the joints like this, where we're going through the full range of motion. When you start, the first time you do it, please keep it really small, because there might be a point that you haven't explored in a really long time, even if you're a regular yoga practitioner. For example, fully up, slightly back, slightly down, where, there's some trouble there that I didn't realize. It's much better if you come into that trouble, you learn about that trouble in a small way, so that you don't give yourself a niggle or an injury. So yeah, one really important thing that we'll be focusing on in this class, the first class in particular, and going throughout, is I'm going to give you some references to make sure things have the freedom of movement. Make sure there's the potential for movement in your joints. If you've done classes with me in the past or with other alignment teachers, you'll find that we're quite often giving you actions, giving you things to do. Reach the fingers, roll the shoulders back, whatever it may be, lengthen the leg, draw the outer foot towards the outer hip, or whatever it is. And what that can do, what that has the tendency to do, is create overtension. And this is something that happened in my practice and maybe even some of your practices or my students' practices in the past. So instead of overtensing, what I'm really focusing on in this course is making sure we have the right balance between effort and ease in every moment. So rather than bouncing between full stress response, full effort, and full easefulness, we're going to see if we can find the combination of those in one moment, because then we can realize the ultimate goal of yoga, which is to have yoga in every moment, to have that balance of effort and ease in the way that we think, in the way that we act, in the way that we use our body, in the way that we breathe, everything. So the way that I'll be referencing that throughout class is reach through the fingers, but make sure they can move. This kind of thing. And there'll be 5 points I go through regularly. The fingers, the shoulders, the head and the neck, the hips, and the abdomen and the belly. So what I'm asking you to do is not completely relax, say, the fingers and do this, or really firmly do this. It's like, can you make sure that although you're lengthening, although you've found action there, there's the potential for movement. It could be a little bit or it could be a lot, as I explained before. Same in the shoulders. If you're ever at a point where you can't move, so your arms are up, shoulders are forward and up, that's really good, but you try and move them and you realize you can't, that means you're doing too much, or you're doing something a little bit wrong. So it's a really good little check-in. But it also doesn't mean to do that all of a sudden. It's like, can I check that there's still space in my joints? There's still some effortlessness in my joints. If you can get all of this happening, and if you can breathe naturally, if you can make sure that the abdomen is calm and relaxed, you're not over breathing, you're not over tensing, you're not over stretching. You should hopefully feel really nice at the end of this. I've designed the classes to build on only a couple of themes. There's only 2 or 3 themes physically wise as we're going through, and just refine them as we go, add a little bit of detail, a little bit of improvisation and that kind of stuff. And hopefully as you develop in your practice, these things become part of the way that you move, part of the way that you think, part of the way that you do your yoga. And if that's the case, then we're on a very good thing. So thank you so much for your time. I'll stop talking and we can start practicing. Enjoy. Hello everyone, welcome to class. Come to the center of your mat, face me, feet hip width apart, sitting bones down and forward, arms forward. Try and relax the belly, relax everything you don't need to be tense. So starting with the basic spinal movements, but before we do so, making sure that we can move our fingers, our shoulders, our head and neck, our hips, and our belly. So just going through that now, you can follow my movements, but notice that we're not being too tense. I'm not being too tense as I did this. I don't want you to be too tense as you do it either. We're going to use these little movements through the body to remind ourselves to be a little bit softer than you think you need to be. Just checking the belly can breathe at the end there as well. Bringing the arms up towards the sky, keeping sitting bones down and forward, weight into the front of the feet. Shoulders are forward and up as the arms reach up, and now checking. Are the fingers free that they can move, but they're still long? The shoulders can roll, the head can move, the hips are free, so just doing this little hip circle, and the belly can breathe. That movement I'm doing there means make sure if you wanted you could breathe into your belly. Bringing the arms back down, this time rolling the shoulders in, fingers back, sitting bones down and forward a lot, and we're trying to round the spine, so coming into an obvious spinal flexion. Trying to make it really obvious here. Make sure the fingers can move. The shoulders are free. The head and the neck is free. It's still long, but it's free. The hips can move, little circles down and forward. And importantly, the belly can breathe. Don't forget weight in the front of the feet here. Push the pubic bone forward, belly up, chest up. So now extend the front of the body, roll out the shoulders and extend the fingers towards your body. So now we're doing a very gentle spinal extension or a back bending shape. And we're just checking again with the sitting bones down and forward and the weight in the front of the feet. Try and get that in your head as a mantra. Make sure the fingers are long but they can move. The shoulders are broad but they can roll. The head and neck is long but it is free. The hips can move freely and the belly can breathe. Beautiful. Draw the lower back backwards, come to a neutral position. This time, bring the fingers near the ears, lift the left elbow up, right elbow down. As you do this though, the back of the body must stay long. If you feel comfortable, extend the arms, left shoulder forward and up, right shoulder down. Really focus on sitting bones descending, weight into the front of the feet. This is a very basic side bend towards the right, but I want you to think instead of towards the right, I want you to think left side extends. Let the left shoulder lift your left side of the spine. Make sure everything is still mobile and long. Good. Bring the fingers near the ears, come back to neutral. Round the lower back, extend lower back, fingers near the ears, right elbow up. Think about right side of the body extending and lower back lengthening. Extend the arms if you feel comfortable, right shoulder forward and up, left shoulder down. Check that the fingers can move. Do this in every pose. Shoulders are free, head and neck is free, hips are free, and the belly can breathe. You don't have to exaggerate it as much as I'm doing here, but just enough so that you are sure that if you needed, the movement is there. The potential for movement is always there. Fingers to the ears, come back to neutral. Imagine you're hugging a beach ball, round the spine a little bit, twist towards the right. So sitting bones down and forward, weight to the front of the feet. Option to extend the arms away from the shoulders. You're trying to keep the pelvis relatively parallel, but the shoulders moving the spine. Left shoulder to right, right shoulder back. Again, you can check, are the fingers free, the shoulders free, the neck free, the hips free, and the belly can breathe. You can follow my words or my movements. Come back to neutral, round the spine a little so you don't hurt yourself as you twist. Twist towards the left from that rounded position. Then press the pubic bone forward, extend the arms. Right arm to left, left arm back behind you, but look towards the camera, or the screen I should say. Keeping your sitting bones down and forward, weight in the front of the feet, just check. Again, are the fingers free, the shoulders free, the head and the neck free, the hips free, and the belly free. It's pretty obvious by now, I hope. And hopefully it's also a little bit challenging in an interesting way. Pull the left arm back to center, and come back to our modified Tadasana. Arms forward, sitting bones down and forward. The shoulders are forward and down, the belly is really soft. You're making sure it can breathe. The posture firms the belly. Good. You can check here, go through your little checklist. Fingers, shoulders, neck, hips, belly, weight in the front of the feet. Bring the arms through center and up this time. Shoulders forward and up, knees still as bent as you need. Sitting bones still down and forward, weight in the front of the feet. This is spinal tractioning, or the lengthening of the spine. Check that your fingers, shoulders, hips, neck and belly are all with the potential for movement in your own time. Lower the hands down, roll the shoulders in, bring the fingers back. Shoulders forward and down, sitting bones forward and up. Or should say down, down, forward and up like a scoop. So you're round through the spine, you're opening between the shoulder blades, you're opening the sides of the lower back, the sides of the middle back and the sides of the upper back. Again, checking, can you breathe? Is everything still free? It's not an obvious rounding, but it is a rounding. Now, pubic bone forward and up, but sitting bones still down and forward. Collarbones can lift up, roll the shoulders out, pull the fingernails back towards the body. So now the front of the spine is extending, is lengthening, and we're just going through our little checklist again. Can you separate the shoulders a bit more here? And can you make sure that there is space through the front of the body and the back of the body? Not just the front of the body while crushing the back of the body. We don't want that in back bends. Good. Come back to neutral. Descend your sitting bones. Bring the fingers up near the ears. Extend your left side while your sitting bones descend. Left shoulder forward and up, right shoulder down. So the right side of the body is firm, the left side of the body is long, which means relaxed. Good. I'm exaggerating the movements here. You could be doing this in a very subtle way, but keep length through your fingers, your shoulders, your neck, your hips and your belly, not just laziness. Fingers near the ears after coming back to neutral. Extend the right side up towards the sky. Right shoulder forward and up, left shoulder down. Good. Extend out through the shoulders towards the fingertips. Make sure the fingertips are long, but they can move. The shoulders are broad, but they can roll. The neck is long, but it can move. The hips are free, but you can descend your sitting bones forward and down if you need, and you can still breathe into your belly. Fingers to ears, come to neutral. Round the spine, obviously here to save the lower back. Make sure the belly is soft. Twist towards the right side. Push pubic bone to the right, extend left arm to right, right arm back behind you. Fingers, shoulders, neck, hips, and belly. You got it. Really great job, everyone. Just make sure that you are calm and in control. The posture firms the body. Come back to neutral. Round the spine like you're holding a big beach ball with the belly soft twist to the left. Pubic bone presses away from you, arms reach away from you, still looking forward. Fingers, shoulders, you're starting to get it now, head and neck, hips and belly. Eventually I'd like you to take this little reminder, this little check that all these parts of the body are long but have the potential for movement into every pose you practice. Come back to neutral. Arms forward and down. Palms leading the way, arms up. It's like a little kind of cat-cow inspired by some Qigong stuff that we'll be working with later. You can do this really, really simply, but notice it's like cat neutral, not cat-cow. So rounding the spine, letting the spine come to neutral. Press the belly out. You don't need to tense the belly in this one. And then come back to neutral Tadasana. Now bring the arms up, sitting bones down and forward, belly relaxed. Just go through your little checklist yourself. Good. Round the spine. Same as cat pose. Sitting bones down and forward. Don't lean the chest over the shoulders or over the hips. Press pubic bone forward, sitting bones still down, lengthen the front of the body, roll the shoulders out. Go through your checklist. Draw the lower back and the sitting bones down as you lean back a little bit to come to our Tadasana. Fingers to ears, lengthen left side of the body, left arm up, right arm down. Really long left side of the spine. Fingers near the ears, neutral. Check Tadasana, fingers to the ears, right elbow up, left elbow down. But as you do this, has your lower back crushed? Or can you lengthen lower back by bringing sitting bones down and forward? That cue I need you to lock into your brain. Go through your checklist of long but calm, fingers to ears, come back to neutral. Beach ball pose, sitting bones down and forward. Belly out, who would have thought? Twist to the right. Extend the arms out while looking forward. Go through your little sequence of relaxation but length. That's the two things we need. Can you be long but calm? The posture will firm the body. Beach ball pose. Twist to left. Extend arms away from you. Check that you are calm, relaxed, in control. There was a great anti-smoking campaign that used to say something like that. Bring the left arm back to the right, come back to center. Modified Tadasana, or your little movements. Good. Sitting bones forward, weight in the front of the feet, arms up. I think this one's a little faster now. Weight in the toes. This time throat forward, chin up as an option. You could also bend the knees a little bit more if you wanted, and if you could keep the weight out of the heels. Good. Roll the shoulders in, sitting bones down and forward. Exaggerate the roundness of the spine. You could even bring the head down to exaggerate the roundness of the spine a little bit more. If you do that, chin in, neck back. This time, pubic bone forward and up, lower back lengthens, the sitting bones come down. Option to look up, that would be throat forward, chin up. Shoulders rolled out there, good. Come back to neutral. Fingers near the ears, left side extends, left arm over the top, right arm down. Belly forward and up, ribs forward and up, throat forward, chin up if you want. Look up past the left hand. Fingers near the ears, come back to neutral. Good. Fingers near the ears, right elbow lifts but lower back is long. Left elbow down, right elbow up. Belly forward and up, ribs forward and up, throat forward, chin up, look past the right fingertips if you want, if it feels good to you. Good. Or you could have just stayed in one more level back. Sitting bones down and forward, arms out in front of you. Beach ball pose, twist to the right. Extend the arms to the right. Option, belly to the right, chest to the right, look over the right arm. Check that you're free. Right arm comes back to left. Good. Beach ball pose. Sitting bones down and forward, belly relaxed, twist towards your left hand side. Pubic bone forward, extend the arms. Belly to left, chest to left, throat to left, look left. Make sure you're calm and in control. Left arm back to the center. Neutral spine. Relax. Good. Arms up. Urdhva Hastasana variation. This time, weight in the front of the feet, you can bend the knees a little bit or a lot. You could do a lot less than me or even a little bit more than me. Good. Round the spine, we'll do the same thing. Exaggerate, roll shoulders in, fingers back. Good. Bend the knees a little bit or a lot. Weight still in the front of the feet. You can get away with this. If the weight's in the heels, you'll find drama. Roll the shoulders out, lengthen the front of the spine. Again, option to bend the knees more or less than me. Come back to Tadasana, neutral Tadasana. Fingers near the ears. Left elbow up, right elbow down. Extend the arms. Move the weight to the left foot so that the right leg can hover off the floor, even just be a little bit lighter. Come back to neutral. Double check your lower back is long. Fingers near the ears. Lower back long, right side of the spine long. Right arm up, left arm down. Option to take the weight into the right leg. Lift the left leg up, turn it in slightly, and maybe the left leg hovers. Fingers to ears, come back to neutral. Beach ball pose, twist to right. Pubic bone extends, extend the arms. Now twist the legs towards the right as well. So now the pelvis is twisting towards the right. Come back to neutral. Beach ball pose, round spine, twist to left. Extend the arms out away from the shoulders. Spiral from the legs. Left leg turns to the left, right leg turns to the left. Left arm back to center. Release the arms down. neutral. Belly relaxed, arms forward, weight in the front of the feet. Well done. Spinal movement sequence, just checking that we're still freeing the fingers. After all of this, the shoulders, the head and the neck, the hips. Notice the knees have been a little bit bent the whole time just to make sure it's free. And breathing into the belly. Tadasana. Same thing, arms down. Shoulders slightly forward and down. Be like a mountain here for a moment. Wipe your face from the sweat. Check that your belly can breathe. The lower back is really, really long. Chest is open, neck is long. Front of the neck, back of the neck. But how much can you breathe into the belly? It doesn't mean over breathe. It means that the potential for breath is always there. Bring yourself down into a seat. Ideally, Sukhasana like this, feet underneath the knees. Sit up on a block if you need. Twist towards the right with the fingers to the ears. Left arm to the outside of right knee, right arm behind you, looking forward. Push the belly out and actively twist to the right. Fingers near the ears, come back to neutral, and then twist to the left. Right hand to the outside of left knee, left hand behind you, still looking forward, right ear slightly lifted. Belly can breathe. Fingers near the ears, twist back to the center. You can stay facing forward. I'm just going to face the side to show you. Bring your fingers back behind you, elbows back, but broaden the upper back. Throat forward, chin up. This is a neck releasing posture. And then chin in, neck back. So shoulders are actively pulling back and down. Throat forward, chin up. Chin in, neck back. And this will reciprocally relax the muscles of the neck if there was any tension there. Just doing this a few more times, kind of like cat-cow, but just leading with the chin or working with the neck. Good. Sitting bones down, expand the belly, start to walk forward. Throat down, chin forward, but shoulders forward and down. Stay here. Maybe you're nowhere near as far, maybe you're further, but I want you to be consciously rounded through the spine. You can bring the forehead down to the floor if you do, chin in, neck back. If you don't decide to bring the forehead down, throat down, chin forward, just like this. You could even do a bit of cat-cow through the neck if that felt really good to you. It's still active, outer shoulders down. Walk the hands back. One more time, just so that we end with a long spine. Shoulders down and back, fingers behind you. Throat forward, chin up. Consciously pull the shoulders down. Chin in, neck back. That will help release the neck. You can go a few more times if it feels comfortable for you. And then bring the hands onto the knees. Like that beach ball was there again. The breath is still working into the belly, but there's not a heap of breath. It's just there if you want it. Check your fingers, can move. Your shoulders are free. The head and neck is free. The belly can breathe. Open the palms. Back of the hands together slightly round the spine. Bring the hands through center and up. Palms together if it's comfortable. Hands to the side, fingers down, throat forward, chin up. It's a medial nerve stretch. Round the shoulders. Lean forward slightly from the middle of the belly. And bring the hands back onto the knees. We'll work through this Padma Namaskar sequence a couple more times. Back of the hands together. Hands through center and up. Palms together. Hands wide, throat forward, chin up. Good. Round spine slightly, back of hands touch. Draw the hands back through center and land the back of the hands on the knees. Now try and move like a ninja. Not like a Power Ranger, although they're quite good as well. Be smooth. Move actively, but in a way that you could still move your fingers, your shoulders, your throat. This sequence will become very familiar to you throughout the course. For now, just follow. Try and make it look like an interpretive dance. Something your mum would have really liked. My mum anyway. Back of the hands touch through center. Throat forward, chin up. Roll shoulders in, back of hands touch through center. Land the backs of the hands on the knees. Check that the sitting bones have descended, top of the hips back, belly's expanded, upper middle back is large, chest is large. back of the neck, front of the neck, all open. You have a long spine and you're calm. If you feel comfortable, check that the fingers, the shoulders, the head and the neck, the hips and the belly are free. And feel free to close the eyes for a few moments here. And just relax. Focus on the feeling of energy moving through the body. Or any other sensation or experience you can feel right now. As you feel ready, you can release. Thank you so much. Open up your eyes. I'll see you next time. Well done, everyone. Looking forward to seeing you for the next class.